Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat with Azem and Jade. And looking forward to this conversation, Jade. We have a very special guest in studio with us this morning.
Yes, the man that has been causing havoc in all of the band members' lives.
That's what's been going on?
Yeah. You see?
So this is the man responsible, is it?
We're soon on a band, you know? We're soon on a band. But yes, we have Essentral from Perspective Video.
Right.
Morning.
Morning. Azem and Jade.
So how you doing, King? How things?
Good enough. Just to take it easy, same way.
No, you don't. You don't take it easy. Stop.
Not at all.
No, man, I easy stuff, man. Always I take it easy, you know?
Right. But for those who might not know exactly who you are and what it is that you're into, I mean, Jade, of course, mentioned the name of your show. Mm-hmm. Being involved in media. But tell the folks a bit about, what is it that you do as it relates to media?
Well, first of all, I'm a Jamaican. Been living in Nevis, specifically Nevis, for the past 10 years.
You in Jamaica no more?
No, man.
What's Jamaican or Jamaican?
No, a lot of Jamaican come and become a Nevisian or a Kittian. But I'm one of them who remain the Jamaican. A lot of my personality come from Jamaica. You know what I mean? My principles, my morals are rooted in Jamaica. But I spend majority of my high school life in Nevis. Went to Charlestown Secondary, and I currently do a podcast. You know, a podcast called Perspectives Media. It's primarily based in Nevis, but we have a new active series where we're shooting St. Kitts outdoors anywhere there on the sea. In the air, anyway. The episode can go anywhere. Because it's like an active, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So it's all just perspective media.
Alright, so I mean, even the concept for the show, where that came from, and of course, tell us how long you've been involved in the show.
Well, March the 14th gonna make 1 year since the show, the first episode premiered.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah. March the 14th gonna make the first year. Where it actually started, or where I get the idea from, I actually have a classmate named Matthew from high school, Dwight Kozia. Many always in an argument, we always I go back and forth, you know. And him always tell me, you have some interesting perspectives. So him used to tell me all the time, say, I should just record myself and put it out.
Right.
People gonna be interested in whatever I say. Because it's like, whatever argument we would have,
Right.
like anything him come with, me have something to counteract it with.
Right.
So I always had that idea, and at the end of 2021, an opportunity presented itself where I make enough money where I could invest in the equipment to do it, and everything just fall in place. You know what I mean?
So the way this show started, it evolved into something else. Initially, was it just you? Was it always like an interview style show?
Well, the first episode was just me alone giving an introduction. But after that, there always was somebody else with me. You have 1 or 2 episodes where I would come and give an update on what is happening. But it's always based on interview, because the main inspirations behind the show is, I don't know if you ever see The Fix out of Jamaica.
Right.
On stage, Charlemagne the God, and not just The Breakfast Club, but Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
That's them podcasts. So me deep into podcast culture, that's how I sit down and watch every day, you know.
Right.
I mean, as a man who can talk, I like to talk. So yeah, it's just natural for me.
Right.
No, we're definitely familiar with some of those because we ourselves are into podcasting and stuff, like some of the ones that you call just now. And yeah, we realize that sometimes if you have an opinion, the world might want to hear it and it might resonate with somebody, and and adding the element of talking to people, just not in this formal way.
Yeah, because I feel like that's why people gravitate to my things, so, because there's a level of authenticity. You can see that people come to my show, for example, the big controversial episode recently.
Which one?
Sickle. Stickle have been around. I'm sure Stickle do interviews before.
Right.
But I don't think it ever get as real as it got with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the other episodes, even unreleased episodes I have right now, it's like these people have been on platforms, but the level of comfort that them get to express themselves, however, them feel like. I feel like that's why people gravitate to my things. So, you know what I mean?
But I think maybe that's what people are searching for just in general.
Yeah.
I think we live in a world where everything is filtered. Everything is about giving a certain impression. You know, like we interact a lot with social media. Everything seems to be staged. The picture where you see a fellow walking down the street, that's only one of 60 of the, you understand? Like everything is doctored and kind of put over. So people appreciate like realness, right? Something that doesn't feel rehearsed or staged. You just feel real. And I think in general, like people craving that realness.
Yeah. People definitely, because you have other programs out there, and I tend not to compare myself with anybody.
Right.
Because I don't compete with people, I compete with my old self.
Right.
So the person who started the podcast last year, March 14, that's not me sitting here.
Right.
You know what I mean? At first, I used to wear my merch, but now we have True Vibes Island Prints on board, which is, this are like the staple brand, Red Ibis, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I seek to evolve a lot, you know what I mean? The platform, it was just a podcast. The idea was just a podcast, but it has branched out in event coverage, photography, video production. So it's like, I'm open to change, you know?
Right.
I don't put myself in a box.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think opportunities will present itself once people see value, right? Once people see value in what you're doing, people gonna offer you opportunities, and those opportunities could turn into more and more opportunities. It's just for you to navigate, figure out exactly what you want to get into. But once people see value, then people gonna approach. People gonna approach.
Real thing, man.
So, you imagine?
Oh, no, I was just about to ask, so what is your favorite thing about doing this? Because some people just do it because it's a job, you know, they don't really have anything else to do, so they're trying a thing. And
I have my 9 to 5, you know, and my 9 to 5, the beauty about my 9 to 5 is my 9 to 5 allow me to do my passion, which is the podcast. So today I actually in St. Kitts, I on your show, I have an episode,
Right.
I go record, you know what I mean? Even if one day I constantly pan my computer edit, because I mean in front of the
yourself?
I do everything, man.
Okay.
I'm a perspective
That's the team there. What's the team?
Wow.
No. We definitely have people who help out, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out J Inc. If J Inc can, he'll be there helping me, like in terms of him always there behind the camera from day one. That's one of the sponsors too. Because without him and True Vibes, it's like, I don't know where the platform would have dead. Because sometimes people say them not get no help, but if you really look behind any success story, there are people who help.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah, and I've definitely gotten help. But majority of the heavy lifting falls on me, because at this point, Perspectives Media is not able to hire somebody to do what's necessary.
Right.
So me have to take up that job there.
You got to get done.
Yeah, a lot of what you see, alright, even the clip them will go viral all the time. These clips are like a minute long, right? It take me at least 30 minutes to an hour to get the clip there, how it is.
Right.
Because it's very intentional.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the small details kind of more difficult than the overall thing.
Yeah, of course.
It's supposed to look easy, but if you try to do it, it's not as easy.
No, you're not supposed to tell that work went into it. You're supposed to be so the way it's done is supposed to draw you in to a point where you can't even worry about the technical things. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand that. And we know the work that it takes to put stuff together like this.
Definitely does.
I think sometimes people watch and like you tell me if you've gotten this kind of energy too. People think like it's a matter of showing up somewhere and talking.
Yeah.
They don't recognize
All
the
the
work.
time.
They don't recognize the work that it takes.
All the time. One of my co-workers them tell me say recently she tell me, you know, I got to work, you know, but you can just talk. You can just go and go talk, you know. So it's like,
You know what, man? That's what
yeah, but I appreciate that because what is presented to the public is not something that seems hard.
Right.
Like, you know, see me,
stressing and
no. And at the end of the day, there is still a level of authenticity. You know what I mean? And next thing too, the fact that people say that just a regular person can come on the platform.
Right.
It's like it resonates with people too.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
the level of real there. Like anybody can come. It's not like he ain't nobody. Everybody is somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think the dedication I take to something, and that's why I congratulate you early on like reaching a year. Because especially during the pandemic, we see a lot of people that started consuming more media. And media is a kind of thing, like you said, if it's done well, it feels organic, it feels easy. And so people was rushing, everybody bought a camera, everybody went on YouTube and figured out how to stream. And you saw tons and tons of people getting involved in this space, like all across the Caribbean. And a lot of them are here now, right? Because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of dedication, right? So I always like, and I'm on record as saying, I don't mind seeing people fail.
Right.
Because the truth is, everything ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
And as much as failure is necessary because it's really a lesson, sometimes the lesson is perhaps your path taking you in a different direction.
Right. Because perspective media is not all good all the time, you know. Because last year, the first year, it has been a rocky year. Like a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things happen behind the scenes where make it not as consistent as it should be. But you see, starting from January, I refocus, I start get back time, put back the time into it, and it is where it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what's the goal for the show? You're doing a series. It seems to me like you're doing a series focusing on the band culture and some of the dynamics in the band thing. You spoke earlier about the fact that, you know, started with a lot of Vision guests and things happening on the ground in Nevis, and now you're doing some stuff in St. Kitts. Like, what's the direction you see it moving in going forward?
Boy, overall, long term, I see myself having a podcasting studio. And I talk to this with the people around me all the time. I don't want to have to be in front of the camera all the time. I want to be able to produce shows, podcasts for people.
Right.
So Perspective Media can become a network. Or it should become a network. And under that network, there should be other shows. You know what I mean? So there's a level of continuity.
Right.
So I could have named it Essentials Podcast, you know.
Yeah.
I could have put my face on the logo, you know.
Right.
But I chose to take the route of a brand that can stand on its own. So if me can build it to the point now where it's self-sufficient, where me can now go behind the camera and get some talented people who can talk like myself and produce something for them. That's mission accomplished for me.
Yeah, I think one of the things is that there is, like you say, a lot of people with different perspectives, right? Different viewpoints, talents, etc. And I think it's admirable to focus on the content creators and assist in that way. Because that's similar to what we're doing here too, right? That's definitely the goal, and it's good to see like-minded people who could come together and, you know, like iron sharpened iron and things. So that's definitely something that we look forward to seeing, you know, where you take Perspective Media as a whole.
Yeah. And even you asked me about this series now, the active series. It's not solely about the bands, you know. It's more of active. So the series gonna involve Nevis too. Whenever I'm not in that familiar background, that studio setting where people grow to be familiar with, it will be an active episode.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just the band. Just that right now we're coming out of Carnival. Me not get to enjoy Carnival because we're busy. Couldn't come down and at all for Carnival. So more know what going on with Carnival.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, more know what going on with Carnival. You know what I mean? And it started off with Mr. Mention. Then we had Chubby and Stickler kind of in the mix. So you see, it's like band culture is the culture of St. Kitts.
It's a big part. It's a big part of what happens.
Like it's a huge part of the culture. You know what I mean? There's backlash from the players and outsiders, but it's all a part of the game. You know what I mean? And I don't do it with any malicious intent. Like, it's not like me try to trap anybody into anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can choose not to answer. And it's not a live show. So if you say something and you tell me, but I said that, you know, I mean...
Yeah, maybe I was in my feelings. You go edit. So you're open to editing?
Of course.
Right.
I've edited episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes there's a certain subset of like media that is like, we were just saying it, content over everything. Like you're willing to put people relationships at risk, people jobs at risk because what? But I can get a lot of likes and views.
People can watch
but
it and
everybody don't have the same
No,
energy.
it not worth it. It not worth it because I'm not trying to make enemies out of anybody. Recently, me even get cussed off for an episode. And it's a situation where if I wanted another viral then, or if I was just media, I could have exposed that situation. But no,
Right.
you know what I mean? Even though I feel disrespected on a personal level, on a professional level, that's what comes with Perspective Media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people gonna take things a certain way. But what can I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's at the end of the day, you know, there's this Rasta guy, Mota Baruka. Mota always say, it's something within you that triggers you to do what you do.
Right.
Or act how you act. It has nothing to do with me.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Had that conversation with somebody yesterday.
That's you.
Me? It was me?
Maybe not.
No, it wasn't me.
But yeah, I'm not take it personal, man. And I have no malicious intent.
And but part of that is it comes with
It comes to the territory.
Like I say it all the time. I talk to Jade about it. Like our show is a little different because we're discussing general things that are going on, right? And we come in here 5 days a week and sometimes we discuss 5-6 topics. So we're giving perspectives and opinions. Sometimes in a year we might end up giving 400 to 500 different perspectives that we know people ain't gonna agree with. Right? So you have to recognize what come with that. Like you're disagreeing with people disagree with you. Sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you don't say it in the best way.
Definitely.
But you got to be willing to deal with what comes with that.
The next thing too, over time I realize there's a fear of my platform too. Like people afraid to be a guest on it.
Yeah.
Them feel like I'm gonna put them on the spot. You know what I mean? I get that all the time. Like, easy, kind of hard question that you ask people. But you can ask that.
That's what everybody wants to know.
But that's how they want to know.
And not only that, you just said the thing about Mota Baruka, but you choose how you answer.
Yes.
Right, you choose how you answer.
That is true.
Yeah, and you can say simply, I have no comment on that.
But sometimes, I don't think what people recognize is that what you're really doing is giving people a platform and an outlet to share what they want to share. Right. It's not you going in and pulling out this particular thing because it's salacious, or because you're going to get likes, or because you feel like go viral, or you're going to upset somebody. It's just making people comfortable enough to want to share what they feel they want to share. Like,
and you see, sometimes people project them insecurities too, you know. So the man that's judging you for saying whatever, it triggers something in them, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So even there's been a backlash to a specific episode where people are saying the guests swear a lot. Fam, if you actually watch some of my episodes, it's like the things that have been said on that platform. But it's like podcast is a open and free space. It's not TV. It is not radio.
But not only that, I think what people fail to recognize is that you have an option to choose what you consume.
Yes. They don't have to sit and
You have an
listen.
option to choose what you consume.
It is not an automated program.
Right.
You click a link, you click on a video,
Right.
and I have built this brand, or I've created this reputation that it's a free and open space.
Right.
So do not come and expect a church Sunday service. You know what I mean? You have to
Unless
go
it's
to
unless
church
it's a church Sunday service.
unless it's a pastor and
Yeah.
which we're hoping for that.
Right.
And people label it as, you just always talk about sex. It's never that. You know what I mean? There are specific episodes about specific things.
Right.
Yeah.
But you find that, alright, even now, I'm launching a new series because I've always brought on small businesses to speak. Nobody watches it. You know what I mean? So I kind of cut it down in a small format where I would go to a small business now, and that's how I'm doing the feature in like a small business documentary vibe. So there will be like a 10-minute feature instead of 30 minutes where people attention span small.
Very much
But
so.
now, me bring on people to talk about things where you can say no controversial. These things are food for thought. These things are informative. These things can help you. Nobody watches.
Yeah.
But when me drop a 30-second clip with Stickler say something, or a girl say something crazy.
Yeah,
like,
people, the anticipation and
People
up.
gravitate more
tell you.
towards them things
Yeah.
because they want to judge. They like knowing that they could judge you or the person for something that they said because they might not agree with it. Like we all like to be judgmental. So if you put out something positive, they're not really going to resonate with them because it's positive. Like there ain't much you can say about that. But if
I don't even think it's positive or negative. It's just when something is outside of the expectation.
Yeah.
Because what it is, even with us, like, especially when we started at the whole situation, people would call with comments like, you can't talk dialect on the radio. Like, you're talking broken English on the radio.
yeah, people would message me, "What you can't say ducks and so I'm like, what?
Like they would, yeah, and
No.
the truth is that there's limit. Like every situation has its, like what is expected and not expected. But sometimes the expectation and what is possible ain't the same thing. The expectation and the possibilities ain't the same. And so when you have people who push past the expectation to what is possible, people can look at it. Sometimes they might judge, sometimes they might, but they're gonna look. It's like I tell people all the time, right? If we walk in on 4th Street and an alien ship land and the circus, right? And the circus club. What do you think the response of people gonna be?
And a lot of taping and gone.
The first thing they're gonna do is run.
Hey.
But when they
second
don't
thing they're gonna do is
when they don't run, then peep and watch.
Yeah, because
They're gonna make sure they watch. Then when they're
Yeah.
running and they're looking back here, they go in and they don't come back and watch.
Take
And
out
they
the
feel
phone,
safe
snap
now.
a little video.
Yeah, man.
them feel safe now. Cause when you, alright, all the time I see it, the videos come out of Jamaica with like a shooting incident or go on. People run at first, but you see the minute them feel safe, them start.
Just a safe distance.
Yeah.
Where you just have to feel distance from it.
Yeah.
Just feel a little distance. You ain't gotta be safe here, you just gotta feel a little distance.
Yeah,
That's it. When you feel a little distance. So that's what happened is like I wanna watch it, but Amy producing it. As a matter of fact, a man would go. I see this before. A man would want to watch something, but because he feels a little outside of the norm, he gonna make a whole fresh Facebook account. So when you log on, you see his name come up.
Yep.
You just need a little distance. But you just need a little distance. That's all I need. Once
A
you
little
man
fake
got a little
page, something.
a little fake page, a little distance, and yeah, man, you can go watch whatever. So the truth is that ain't everybody cut from the cloth where you cut from who can be willing to push the envelope. And the truth is the fact that you're not even pushing anything, all you're doing is allowing reality to take place.
And it's like outside in the world too, you know. You have to understand we're living in a globalized world right now. You know? And out there, what I'm doing is nothing new. What I'm doing is not even scratch the surface to what I go on outside.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, and we can't even blame people because you're a product of your environment. So if you just know a small community, that's where your mindset gonna be.
Right.
And whatever is the norm within your community, that's where you're gonna conform to. You know what I mean? That's natural human behavior, human instinct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the takeaway for me is, I mean, people have been responding. So, you know, keep doing what you're doing. And who knows what the future holds. Obviously, you have big plans, so good luck with your plans and what you have going on. And I'm sure we're going to hear more from you. I'm sure we're going to hear more from you. And
trust me, the thing is, I have 2 episodes recorded and edited, maybe 3, maybe 4. I'm not talking about just normal episodes, like crazy things. Like.
So he know you're gonna turn up the place. He don't know you're gonna turn up the place.
No, because you see, the thing is, me do them live, and then me get them done for like a week or even a few days, because there are always a backlog of episodes. So I would have them done, and when I edit them, I say, really? This is what actually happened?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So sometimes I play one episode for hours, just I listen over and over till I find the clip them. Because that's how I find the clips.
Right, you have to go
like,
through, got you.
I know what going viral, I know what not going to be viral.
Yeah.
And I know what going to be alright.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you don't know that you have some things that the viewers gonna appreciate. Let's put it that way.
Why?
They got something.
They got something.
They got something. They got something.
Yeah, because the conversation's real, you know, and uncut, you know. The only cut we do is if somebody say, hey.
At the request.
Yeah.
At the guess. Yeah, gotcha.
Because we're not try set up nobody. We're not try throw nobody under the bus.
Right.
Yeah. Just a free and open platform.
Alright, man.
You know what I mean? But I like to encourage anybody, if you have an idea, any little idea where you have, it might not be podcasting, whatever it is from, just start. Start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start. Once you start, you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Start with what you have. Start with your phone. You know what I mean? Just start something.
And
once you commit to it, it's going to work.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I think a lot of times we sabotage ourselves waiting for things to be fully in line and perfect.
Yeah, I feel waiting for the right time,
Just
that what we think is the right time.
Yeah. If you come over Nevis and see where me shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that way you're starting with the end, you know.
Yeah, but people are like impressed with what me have, like with where me actually shoot it. Everybody who has been there, like them impressed to see, like them think it's a big studio it shooting.
Why you produce?
Yeah, from what?
Yeah, from what you have. The people, yeah. That's generally how it is. That's generally how it is. But I know that with diligence, like things don't end where they start.
No. Right, and
you know what I mean?
this is how I see myself doing.
Yeah.
Right now, my 9 to 5 is a hustle. Podcasting, perspective media is my passion.
Right.
You know.
All right. Well, we can see what's next. You obviously have a lot of things that we have to look forward to. So let people know where to find Perspectives Media.
You can find Perspectives Media on Instagram. That's Perspectives_media. You can find me on Facebook at Perspectives Media, and YouTube. YouTube is where the content comes out, like the long format content, the full episodes. YouTube. What you see on Facebook is just to get you to come on YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? More the people them look out for the small business features. You know what I mean? I think we have something interesting there.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Because we have some talented people out in Eviston. You know what I mean? Yeah. We do photography, videography, weddings, events,
All of that.
All of that. Perspectives media.
Well, make sure you guys reach out, and of course, I mean, they could definitely contact you through the Facebook page.
Yeah, they can contact me on WhatsApp to 765-7554. You know what I mean? Right now, it has been a while since I bring on some females to talk on the show.
You invited Jade?
Boy, Jade, I don't know if Jade can manage them conversation.
Boy, Jade could manage you, I tell you. Yeah, man, she can manage. Yeah.
I just love how people do that.
That's Jade.
Eh?
Yeah, bring Jade, man.
No, but the difference now, what I'm looking for is more group settings. You know? So if you feel like you have a group of friends and have some interesting conversation, once you can keep it respectful amongst each other, yeah,
Alright.
can accommodate, man.
Nice.
We have some amazing content.
He excited, yeah, I could tell you. He excited.
Me too.
I'm always excited, fam, because this is what, as I tell you, this is how I love. Yeah, this is how I'm passionate about.
Vibes.
You know what I mean?
Vibes.
Love it.
And people remember to check out True Vibes. You know what I mean?
Red
Ibis. Anyway, in an Evis you go right now, you can see one of them shirts. You know?
Definitely.
Quality
Definitely.
prints, you know.
Alright. Alright.
Alright, respect, you know.
Definitely. Guys, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back. We have another guest in the studio, so don't go anywhere. Refill your mugs. Be right back for more Sip and Chat with Azem and Jade.